Good evening. This is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Yvonne Msemembo. First, the national news. President Jakaya Kikwete has ordered immediate withdrawal of permits to buy crops given to all traders who have ignored a government directive to resume purchase of crops and are pressurizing the government to review index prices. Here are the details on the story.
The order was given by President Kikwete shortly after receiving a peaceful demonstration by farmers from several regions who presented him with a message to deliver to other heads of states in Africa. The message urges them to implement their pledge to ensure 10% of government budgets in African countries is allocated to agriculture.
I can't agree with you more on the rationale of your campaign to promote increased government investments in agriculture on the African continent. For us in sub-Saharan Africa, nothing compares to agriculture. It is the source of livelihood for the majority of our people and the backbone of most African economies. Agriculture employs between 70 and 80% of the people in sub-Saharan Africa. They depend on it for food, for their incomes, and almost for everything they need in life.
The one members who are here today handing you this petition, and along with all the farmers that you see here, they're all part of this group and our partners in ANSAF. We're here to hand you this petition because we support very strongly your government's leadership in this area, which has been demonstrated by your Kilimo Kwanza initiative and many other initiatives and pronouncements that you have made in support of agricultural development.
The government has called on a Petroleum Importation Committee, PIC, to be serious in the tender floating process by plucking off any loopholes for personal interests and to ensure bulk importation of petroleum and other fuel products is successful. The statement was made by the Minister for Energy and Minerals, William Geleja, during a familiarization tour of the office of the committee, which comprised of 23 oil marketing companies.
Given the magnitude of the task ahead of PIC, there will be a need for close collaboration between the Ministry, the URA and the PIC to share knowledge and experiences and to assist where possible the PIC to achieve its intended goals. I wish to assure PIC that the Ministry and the URA will cooperate fully as it has been happening, assist and facilitate whenever required. PIC is also called upon to consult and advise the Ministry and the URA as it sees fit in matters of interest to its responsibilities.
Chunya district in Habari region has banned livestock to enter into the district due to what it claimed was an environment threat to Lake Rukwa because of current multitude of livestock population now estimated to be more than 200,000. Here more details on the story. Chunya district authorities say there is insufficient water infrastructure to meet demand of more livestock, taking into account that the district was a source of water catchment areas for Lake Rukwa, and that increased livestock will threaten survival of the lake. Giving a report on new East Coast fever vaccination, the district coordinator and veterinary surgeon Dr. Michael Mwankenja said checkpoints have been set up to prevent livestock from Tabora, Singida and Shinyanga regions, which also spread contagious bovine pleural pneumonia, CBP and other animal diseases.
The district commissioner and heads of department, they have got their neighboring meeting. This part of control our livestock is one of objective which they have been talking about. There is no permission to enter the livestock in the Chunya district.
An international children's charity, Railway Children from the United Kingdom, says research carried out in Tanzania and Kenya by the agency found that domestic violence was the main cause of increased street children. Speaking at the residence of the British High Commissioner in Tanzania, a representative of the charity, Peter Kent, said domestic violence caused trauma among the children.
Speaking at the residence of the British High Commissioner in Tanzania, a representative of the charity, Peter Kent, said domestic violence caused trauma among children.
93 children on the streets, not just here in Tanzania. Half of them were in Tanzania, half of them were in Kenya. The research took the form of semi-structured interviews, basically quite an informal conversation that we had with all of these children. And that data was then, the interviews were transcribed and the data was analysed, and the report, which you'll be given a copy of as you leave, is the outcome of 2 years of work, actually.
To improve their lot, to help look after them, to care for their welfare. And this, of course, includes the UK, and I know that railway children do important work in the UK too.
Deputy Minister for Community Development, Gender and Children, Umi Mwalimu, said Tanzania is taking measures to combat the problem.
Maya Azucena, an award-winning R&B singer and social justice activist from the United States, is visiting Tanzania to promote awareness about the pitfalls of domestic violence and sexual abuse. This is a second visit to Tanzania, which has also been supported by the U.S. Embassy and American people.
Using music to inspire conversation to improve the conditions for pregnant women. I collaborated and co-produced 2 songs with Tanzanian artists, including Fid Q, Lady JD, Amrisho Mpoto, an artist who's also a producer from Kenya that stays here. If justice had wings, she would sing crying love in everything with so much pain and suffering. We need more, yeah, yeah. With so much around the world that makes me cry, we need more. With so many
Students from International Medical and Technological University, IMTU, have called on the Minister for Education and Vocational Training to solicit the university to take students who fail to pay increased fee at their university. Here are the details.
Speaking outside offices of the Ministry of Education, the students said they lacked confidence in the Tanzania Commission for Universities due to what they called its inefficiency in taking measures against IMTU. They complained that the Commission has failed to take action against IMTU management, which has been lobbying other universities not to take in its students and for pressurizing them to pay the increased fee of more than $4,500 US.
And that is the end of the National News. African News is next after the break.